What's up, guys? I'm Chris, and today you're watching a magic review on The Instant Card Magician by Thom Parkin. Welcome to the channel, and thanks for tuning in. Please consider subscribing. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Comment on any questions that you have about the product I'm reviewing or anything you'd like to see in the future. Let me know your thoughts. Also, don't forget to click that notification bell so you don't miss a video or a review. Don't forget to head over to Facebook and join the Chris Edwards Magic Secret Access group. That is a group that I have kind of based around this channel where I can interact with you guys on a more personal level. And I'm also going to be providing you with a more in-depth look on certain products such as Peak Wallets and other releases that I don't want to go into full detail to the public. So it's more hidden than what a layperson would be able to see. There'll be unlisted videos where I will post direct links within the group. So those unlisted videos can't be searched via anything, whether it's not visible on my channel, for one, to the public, and two, you won't be able to search those videos through the YouTube search engine or like Google or anything like that. So check that out, and in there I can answer questions in a lot more detail than I will on here. In short, the Instant Card Magician is a magic trick that allows your spectator to become the magician using their phone. So before we get into the usual questions and breakdown of the review, I'm just going to do a quick demonstration performance to show you guys what this looks like. So basically, the presentation, it can be whatever you want, but the one that I use is the one that Thom has suggested, and that is saying that, today there's apps for everything. There's apps to lose weight, there's apps to gain money, there's apps to do this, that, and the next thing, and there's even an app to make you an instant card magician. So with that, you ask them if they would like to perform a trick. You then send them a URL. You can either do this by sending them the URL, you can put it into their phone, or you can set this up with QR codes so they can just scan the code and it'll take them to the website. This isn't one of those apps or tricks where you have to hide what you're doing, or setting them to a website is suspicious or anything like that. You say what you're doing and then you do exactly that. So I'm just using my other phone. I have sent myself the URL. Okay, so what's going to happen is it's going to come up like this. It's going to say Instant Card Magician, you are the magician. So what is your name? Your participant will enter their name. Basically, what I'm going to try to do this demo, when I'm looking down at my phone, I will speak as the spectator or participant. And then when I'm looking at the camera, I will be responding as myself. So what is your name? The participant will enter their name. Now they have a full script, and that's the idea of this, is this gives them a chance for you and the participant to interact while they perform the magic trick. So we will say that the participant's name is John. Hit submit. Okay. Hi there, Chris. So when you purchase this, it's customizable to you. And the other nice thing about this, that I think it's an amazing trick as it is, but then after the end, it will redirect your participant's phone to a different location online. So that can be your inject URL, that can be other magic apps, or it can be maybe you have a Facebook page or a website, or if you're selling product, it'll direct them to that. But anyway, we'll just get back into the trick. So I'm speaking as a participant. Hi there, Chris. My name is John. You should know that I am a great magician. Would you like me to show you a card trick? And then I would say, yeah. On here it says, sounds like fun. Great, let's begin. Remove the cards from the box. So they tell you to remove the cards from the box. Turn them face up. They're all different. Or it asks, are they all different? You then say yes. Shuffle as much as you like. So what you're doing here is you are genuinely shuffling the cards. You're not doing any false shuffles. You're not doing any controls. And throughout the routine, there's no sleight of hand. There's no fake shuffles or anything like that. So you can shuffle as much as you like. And then once you're done, they'll say to you, go ahead, one more shuffle, which kind of gets a laugh sometimes. So you shuffle one more time. Then the next option says cut to the chase. Now, as the participant, John, I say cut about half the cards and look. Okay, cut about half the cards. Look at the card to which you cut to. Remember that card. Okay. Put the card back in the deck and shuffle the cards again. So again, you do a real shuffle. You genuinely lose that card. Okay. The next option, it's genuinely lost. Now, as the participant, they say, in a moment, I will name a number 1 through 52. Deal the cards, counting them, remove the card at that number and leave it face down. So now the participant will name any number 1 through 52. And again, this is 100% their choice. So just so that we're not dealing too many cards, let's say they say 13. So now you take the cards 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay. So that's done. Now you have the card isolated from the rest. So that card is dealt face down, which it has. And then the participant is going to ask you a number of questions. Was your selection a red card or a black card? And you genuinely answer the question. So I would say it was a red card. So you press red. After that, did your card have a picture or was it a number card? It was a picture card, so I hit picture. Then finally, exactly as I thought. Are you prepared to be amazed? Name your card aloud. To which I would say, the card I chose was the Jack of Diamonds. Turn over the card and set aside the Jack of Diamonds and take a bow. And then finally, it'll say, I located the card you chose. Thanks for being a great volunteer. Now for my next trick. And when you hit that, it will redirect them to wherever you have chosen to redirect them. So that is a basic performance or demonstration of the Instant Card Magician. Now, it's a beautiful trick. It basically allows your participant to become the magician and do a perfect ACAN themselves. It's a freely selected card. The cards are shuffled. There's nothing funny. There's no sleight of hand. And at the end, the revelation is right. It's surefire 100% of the time. You will never mess this up. And then the beauty on top of that is with certain apps or tricks, you have to do something to get your participant to that website or app or whatever, right? Where with this, it takes them to the next page. And for me, I've set it up to go to my inject URL, which, from there on, you hit now for my next trick. It would then open a Google page and they can search any object, person, place, letter, word, whatever, right? If you know inject, you know how that works. And then you can go on to your next trick. So it's a really nice trick. And then it's, going to allow you, it's going to set you up to go into whatever you like. So if the performance and demonstration was a little bit confusing, it's just because, obviously it's going to be a lot more clear with two people, right? I'm just trying to show you a demo of what this is, what it looks like before going into the review. Now that you know what this is and you've seen what it looks like, at some point in the review, I will give you details on how to win a free copy of this that Thom has so generously offered. So what is the Instant Card Magician? I think you've just seen what it is. Any card at any number that works out 100% of the time with absolutely no sleight of hand that happens with your participant's phone. You don't even have to borrow it. They handle the phone the whole time. You can send them the URL. All they have to do is click or scan a QR code, and then it will redirect them to whatever website or location that you would like it to go to. The price on this, it retails for 58 US dollars. You can either pick this up directly from Thom at theinstantcardmagician.com/info, or you can pick this up from J&B Magic if you want to support Brent Braun. What do you get? Packaging. I don't want to say it's an app because it's not an app. You get a custom URL that allows you to perform the trick under your name, and then that also allows you to customize where you want to redirect your participant after the trick is done. The quality and the difficulty level, this isn't a physical product, so the quality is not really much of a question here, but the quality of the overall trick, it's perfect through and through. You can present this however you want. You have pretty much any option of how you want to perform this, right? And present this. No matter what approach you take to it, the trick is always going to work. And that's why I mentioned that in the quality, because this thing is thought out from the beginning to the end. It allows you to interact with your participant. It allows them to perform an impossible feat, and it's surefire. Difficulty level. This could not be easier. Thom showed me this over Zoom, and that's the other nice thing about this, is that it can be done virtual. It can be done over a video call, in person. As long as they can see you dealing the cards and you're able to interact with them through audio and visual, then this can be done. So, and the difficulty, like I said, no false shuffles, no sleight of hand, there's no moves. When Thom showed me this, I was completely fooled. I had no idea how this could be done and how it could work 100% of the time. But after learning the method, I was absolutely blown away with the simplicity of it. Well, I was gonna say a beginner could do this, but it's not even that. It's your participant does more work than you do, and all they're doing is reading a script. The difficulty level, this could not be easier. The tutorial. So there is a video tutorial that was done by Brent Braun, and that's about 20 minutes long, goes over everything, great detail, makes it very, very easy to understand. And like I said, there's not a lot to understand. Once you know the method, you're good. And it's super simple. On top of that, the majority of the tutorial is just Brent going through a performance like I did, but explaining it along the way. The work that you have to do is simply answering the questions that your participant reads off of a script. That's it. Once you're set up with your custom URL, there's also other written tutorials on there that will tell you how to redirect your participant to wherever you like them to. There's different options of customization, and just there's a lot that you can do with this. It's not just the trick itself, and it goes over that through the website that you're given. Angles. This is 100% angle proof. It can be done in person, virtual, anything. Setup and reset. No setup. The reset is instant. You can perform this, if you're table hopping or strolling, you can go from one group to the next or one person to the next. Instant reset. Arts and crafts, ready to use. Obviously no arts and crafts. This is ready to use as soon as Thom sets you up. I wouldn't be giving a proper review if I didn't say there is one thing that you need on top of the URL, but it is very, very likely that you have this already. If you perform card magic at all, I would be surprised if you did not have this. Can it be inspected? Well, this is happening on their phone, and you don't have to touch their phone. You don't have to do anything with their phone. So I wouldn't even say that there's an inspection to this. They can inspect your cards if they want to. It's not going to matter. When I said that there's one other thing that you need to do this, I should mention that is going to aid you in the easiest way to do this. Right, to where there's no memory work, there's no sleight of hand, there's no moves, there's no thinking, there's nothing on your part. If you have that other thing, this is going to be the easiest thing that you'll ever do. But there is also a way to do this if you don't have that other thing. So yeah, you don't have to have that other thing. There's a tiny bit of work, not even work. It's just there's one tiny thing that you have to do, and it's not even really a move, and this will still work 100% of the time. I would recommend having this other thing that you probably already have, but if you don't have it, that doesn't mean you can't do this. You can still do it. You can do this with a borrowed deck, and it'll still work 100% of the time. Also, if you set up the QR codes, you have options of redirecting them to different locations, different websites, different places on the internet, depending on which QR code you use and which one they scan. If you want to do that to where you have multiple options, that's an option. But the default is that Thom just sets up the redirect for you when you purchase this, and he gives you your custom URL. Pocket space. So this takes up no pocket space, really, because you're using their phone or they're using their phone. You just have to carry a deck of cards if you want to do the easiest version. But even then, if you learn the other version where you don't need your own deck of cards, then you can borrow a deck, and then there's absolutely no pocket space. If you memorize your URL, or you just write it down, or you put it in your phone, then you can just text them or send it over to them. Or if you have the QR code, carry that on you. You could put a sticker on the back of your phone. They scan that and they're good to go. So the most pocket space it's going to take is you carrying a deck of cards with you, and the least is 0. Is it a worker, and who would use this? I think everybody should use this, honestly. It's a brilliant card trick, right? And I don't do a lot of card magic. The card magic that I tend to do is usually quite simple. I do some sleight of hand, but nothing too complicated. This is an amazing card trick that uses no sleight of hand. And it involves the participant, right? You get that interaction. So it allows them to feel good about doing something that is guaranteed to work. And then it's super easy for you to do. Now, is this a worker? This was not necessarily designed to be a worker, because I don't want to make it seem like this is specific to anybody or any genre of magic, because it's not. Even if you're just a hobbyist and you just perform for friends and family, you do this trick, it's amazing, and then you can use it to go into something else. So it's definitely just as much for the hobbyist as it is the professional. But the beautiful thing about this for the worker is it allows you to send them to maybe your inject page, or it allows you to send them to your website to where they can book you for other shows, gives you your contact information, whatever you want to do. So the possibilities are endless. And basically, this is a trick that they will always remember doing. It will leave a lasting impression of you with them, and then it will give you the option to have them reach out to you or go to your website, whatever it takes, and then they can book you from there on. So is it worth the money? Is it worth the $58? I would say absolutely this is, because it is so unique and customizable to you. Not only are you getting to do the easiest card trick that you'll ever do, probably, honestly, but it allows them to do it. So that makes it that much better, because when you're doing magic, if something happens in the participant's hands, or they get to be involved or interact in some way, it's always stronger, right? But when they get to perform the trick, and it's not just like one of those card tricks where you deal a bunch of cards out and eliminate things and there's all these steps. Like, this is straightforward and it's amazing. That doesn't usually happen when they get to do the trick. It's not usually amazing, right? Where this is. The trick alone, I say, is worth the money, but then just the option it gives you of getting further work or going into other effects that normally could be kind of fishy or suspicious, this covers all of that. It gets you in the clear from any suspicion or anything like that, any dirty work. So this is an amazing product, an amazing purchase. I highly, highly recommend it for the hobbyist, for the working professional. It's unreal. Positives and negatives, I have no negatives on this. This is thought out through and through from the beginning to the end, and setting you up to do your next effect, or getting them your information and getting you more business. So all in all, it's all positives. Surprise! So details on how you can get a free copy of this. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel, like the video, leave a comment, include your name, and then we will do a draw for a free copy of the Instant Card Magician, which retails at $58. It'll be yours 100% free of charge. So like I said, subscribe, like the video, comment, and leave your name. I will do a draw for this in about a week or so, and then I'll send you the access code for your free copy. So with that, I hope all of that made sense. If you have any questions, just leave a comment. I'll leave a link in the description so you can pick this up from Thom or from Brent. And again, I would highly recommend this for so many reasons. You're going to use this and you're going to get so much more out of this than just the trick itself. Just think of the interaction that you get to have with your participant. Think of the lasting impression that you're going to leave on them. And this can be like handing out an online business card that they will always remember. So check this out, pick it up, you won't be disappointed. And with that, we'll see you at the next review.